Wow.
Bad, huh?
So what's with the stage? Have you forgotten what kind of movie we're making?
Set, action.
Hi, Adam. It's Ashley from CinemaChords. Thank you
All right.
for sharing some of your day with me today.
Yeah.
Um, so you play the director of the movie within the movie in the Exorcism,
Mhm.
and you're under a lot of pressure from the studio to deliver. Um, but your character doesn't sort of deal with that in the right way as far as Russell's character is concerned. He's um, pretty diabolical towards him, isn't he, to try
Yeah.
and get that performance. Was that part of the attraction of the role? Because you can sort of be as evil as you like.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, kind of. It's like, it's like I think we all possess probably certain aspects of our personality that we have to sort of keep a lid on. And then, acting among other, sort of things affords you the opportunity to sort of take the lid off of things that you have to sublimate or compartmentalize or politic or whatever. And so in this case, yeah, it was also kind of in a weird way, an opportunity to channel, some of the more toxic elements of being in an industry, which, I've probably had a somewhat ambivalent relationship with, my during the course of my 30 plus years or whatever.
Cool. You're sharing some scenes with Russell, and you're kind of almost in his face at sort of one point. I was just wondering if that sort of close proximity makes it any harder for you to maybe get your lines out sometimes, and if there's any sort of corpsing going on. Because the other thing that strikes me, I've not spoken to Russell before, but it has this persona that suggests that maybe he's a little bit of a joker as well.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've known Russell for 20 years now, I guess. Jesus. Wow. Plus. And so, and Russell had reached out to me to ask me to do this part. And, so, uh, what's one of the things that's amazing about him is that he can kind of really snap in and out of character in a way that you might not think. I mean, it's not that he doesn't have to sit anywhere, he doesn't have to sit in his trailer for 2 hours in order to get in the character. And so when he's there and you're shooting, I mean, he's a fully present person, and it really it's a very easy thing to sort of feed off of. And, I really liken it to like sort of playing in a great, sort of like tennis match, where or a boxing match or something, where you're really able to feed off that other person. And that's not always something you can do. Sometimes you feel like you're acting in a one-man show and you don't feel that way.
Mm.
You know?
That's great. The other thing I wanted to ask you very quickly, just before we wrap, is that the audience are going to sort of come at this from two different perspectives. There are those that are aware of the history that's informed the screenplay, and those that aren't. What do you think those two different audiences are going to take away from the picture?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, it was always interesting, that there was this kind of meta level on which the film operates, in addition to the already meta, sort of concept of the film. But it seems somewhat unrelated. I mean, it seems somewhat irrelevant, I guess, to me. I mean, for instance, that, Josh's dad was in The Exorcist, although it's interesting, but I don't know that it informs the film in any way. But I do think that, maybe as you dig a little deeper, you can get a, sort of an extra sort of kick out of, the backstory behind the sort of already sort of meta film that it is, but to me, it was really a film about a guy's, yeah, kind of almost a guy's egoism, getting the better of him. And that's, a guy's feelings, his self-worth being so sort of tied to who he was and who he wants to continue to present himself as, and how that can really eat away. I mean, and those are, to me, very relatable things. I have no idea whether they are to others, but that was kind of my takeaway.
Perfect. Adam, thank you very much for your time. Best luck with the picture when it comes out.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
He's not worth saving, and you know it.
I know you're afraid. Me too. It's all right to be afraid. Have faith. He will protect his children. When it happens, run.